My name is Emory Southwick and I'm from Newcastle University. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the transmasculine attraction to country music's cowboy lifestyle. Trans people occupy a perfect liminal space within society. By that, I mean that trans people, particularly non-binary people, exist outside of the gender binary. Globally, on a legal level, there are very few legal recognitions of gender fluidity and gender diversity. This means that if you identify as something other than strictly male or female, and that was the gender you were assigned at birth, there is no legal gender marker for you. In some countries, you can apply for an X on your identification, meaning other gender. This X is where all of the possibility and liminality exists, neither in female nor male, but in something greater. It is this liminal space I wish to examine, particularly with regards to the queer attraction to cowboys, who are often also on the road to something or somewhere new. These cowboys seem to offer hope and promise that attract queer people trying to find escape from the horrors of daily persecution. This connection between cowboy narratives, country music, and queerness is long-standing, from the queer covers of Jolene by Dolly Parton to numerous drag lip syncs of Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman. This paper will seek to answer the following question: how has country music, and the figure of the cowboy in particular, provided representations of liminality that might offer spaces of identification for trans people? Firstly, what are liminal spaces and what is liminality? Liminality is the concept that there can be ambiguity when someone or something exists between two ideas. One example is a child going through puberty to become an adult. As their body starts changing, they become more like an adult. But whilst these changes are happening, they are neither an adult nor a child, and so exist in a liminal space during the physical transformation. Similarly, for many trans people, this is the point at which they can realize their gender identity does not coalesce with the puberty they are going through. This means that trans people can be stuck in a liminal space for a really long time, not between childhood and adulthood, but between their gender assigned at birth and the gender with which they identify. Cowboys are another example of liminal entities. Often their work means that they spend a lot of time on the road journeying to their next job. There are several reasons that queer people, particularly trans people, are attracted to cowboys. There are various novels romanticizing the cowboy lifestyle, giving way to the Western novel genre, which is a sure contributor to the appeal and attraction to cowboys. One such novel is Owen Wister's The Virginian, an absolute cowboy classic and seen as the first book in the Western genre. This book is a description of cowboy life on a cattle ranch and provides a perfect example of the Western genre, which was designed to embody the American spirit. A story about someone who is completely free, self-reliant, familiar with the wilderness, and good with guns. Quintessentially, without a wife or children, without domestic possessions, without social status of any kind, the cowboy is free in the sense that he adheres to no law but his own. It is specifically this idea of freedom that attracts many queer people to cowboys and their aesthetics. The cowboy also operates exclusively in the liminal space of the Wild West, a space where historically many people chose to restart their life and become new people. Cowboys socially exist in a liminal space too, doing ranch work which is often on short-term contracts and can be for little pay. Whilst the cowboy profession is not as prevalent now, many young queer people are in the lowest earners, working jobs on short-term, 0 hours contracts, also for little pay. For queer people, it feels like there is this solidarity to be found with cowboys that isn't seen in any other aspect of the workforce. The image of the cowboy lifestyle has become synonymous with the escapism many queer people seek, so much so that many create art and music on the topic, with some showcasing the same language and narratives from country music songs in their writing about their gender. Just as a heads up, this section mentions suicide, death, and abuse, which I will also be discussing. On the social media site Reddit, many trans people seek solidarity and solace with other trans people who are feeling alone during their transition. But what's most interesting is that many of the narratives found within country music crop up again and again in these posts. This post is focused on the idea of a new start somewhere, where all of his unaccepting friends and family wouldn't be able to find him. Achieving this goal by faking death is a form of suicide ideation that many trans people experience, with half of trans and non-binary youth in the USA having attempted suicide, according to the Trevor Project. The narrative of desire to relocate comes up a lot in various forms, including wanting to change your name and move somewhere new. This image on screen, which discusses dreaming about an acceptance letter from some far-off university and running away to a place where no one knows my name, uses the same narrative and exact lyrics of a song performed by the bluegrass band, the Gibson Brothers. Where can I go, buddy? Where can I hide where nobody knows my name? This post also uses a similar form to Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell, where the protagonist of this post is dreaming of essentially being that rhinestone cowboy in the song. He's a happy man at the end of the horizon in the mirror, but it's an unreachable fictional place that would take an infinity together. You could almost picture this post read over the top of the Rhinestone Cowboy music video, with the author walking down the same street, leaning on the same tree, and dreaming of this place where he is the man he wants to be. Other trans people have found cowboy aesthetics to be a massive source of euphoria, as seen in this example here. I love this image because it encapsulates everything country music is about: community, looking after your own, and love. This post perfectly shows how trans people have found solidarity in country music's cowboy narratives, adopted the language, and used it to showcase trans joy. Country music and its lyrics show that cowboys have similar experiences to trans people, both through the sense of journeying to a new place and also the occupation of liminal spaces. As explained previously, trans people physically embody liminality, existing outside of legal recognition and societal expectation, just like cowboys do. Therefore, the attraction between trans people, cowboys, and country music is due to their similarities and shared experiences. Given the close relationship between cowboys and trans people, it is not surprising that trans people are attracted to and use similar language to that found in country music lyrics. To quote Willie Nelson, "What did you think all them saddles and boots were about?" Thank you.